Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Wednesday. It's Tammy Kincaid, your public information officer, and Deputy Chief Tyler Chandler. I like how you had to think about the day of the week as well whenever I said that. It is Wednesday. How are you doing?
It is Wednesday. That's good. We are progressing into this winter storm, and it keeps going for us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And if you are out and about today, you can definitely tell that roads are looking a lot better. Things are starting to open back up. So exciting to see that. But public works crews, they are definitely still out and about, really trying to hit some roads that maybe haven't gotten as much attention the last couple of days as they were trying to get those main roads covered. And Deputy Chief, I know we have some maps that Public Works shared with us because I know a lot of people are asking about those secondary roads. When are they going to look a little bit better for them?
Yeah, absolutely. We can get that pulled up. Here is the maps that were sent to us by the Public Works operations teams, and it shows the different roads that are being covered by the different pieces of equipment that they have. They're running 6 different plows throughout. We just want to go over it with you so everyone has an understanding about what roads they do plow within the city. And they all the state and federal highways are handled by the state of Tennessee. So Lebanon Road, Central Pike, Mount Juliet Road, and Interstate 40 are all handled by the state. But we're starting from top to bottom within the city. And you can see this is Nonneville Road on the north end of town, and that they'll plow that, and they'll get Wintry Trace, the main drag through there. Coming on down further south from the west to east, they'll plow Devonshire Drive and Willoughby Station Boulevard over onto Nicholsville, Faulkner Lane, Sunset Drive. They'll jump into Park Glen a little bit with Park Glen Drive and Glen Trail Drive, along with all of Golden Bear Gateway, Curd Road. And as you go down along Mount Juliet Road and Curd Road, they will plow Woodridge Place and Due West Drive, Curd Road South, which is between Mount Juliet Road and Golden Bear Gateway. They'll hit all of East Division Street and West Division Street. When you enter the Brookstone neighborhood, they'll hit Pascal Drive, Page Drive, and Brookstone Boulevard. Along down to Chandler Point, they'll hit Thrush Drive, and in the initial entrances of Nighthawk Lane and Eagle Trace, then on the Cobblestone Landing, they'll hit the main drag through there to the roundabout. As you go further south on the map, the color is weird. Let me see if I can fix that. I can't, but we'll just go through it. As you go further south and on Pleasant Grove Road area, they'll hit that and Catawba Drive and down Triple Crown Parkway. Again, with Northwest Rutland and Clearview Drive, the main entrance on Kelsey Glen, which is Kelsey Glen Drive. Down on Belinda Parkway, all of that. They'll also hit Providence Way, which is between Mount Juliet Road and Central Pike. They'll hit Providence Parkway, Providence Trail, Caroline Way, all of Northwest Rutland, and South Rutland Road, and Sunnymead Drive. And then further up in the industrial area, Athletes Way and Volunteer Boulevard will be tackled as well. So that's all the different streets that your public works teams go out to plow, which you can see on this map that's been more blown up. And they're out working now, 6 different trucks. With the weather that we've had today with the sunshine, that radiant heat has helped turn the thick ice pack into more slush. It's a lot easier for the public works crews to navigate with that and fix it. And I think, Sammy, they got 6 trucks running?
Yeah, 6 trucks running. There's about 12 people on that public works crew that are taking turns working. They've been working a lot of hours overnight ever since Sunday morning around 7 a.m. is when they started, and they are still going. So they're really working hard to try to get those secondary roads taken care of now that some of those main roads they're looking in pretty good shape right now. I mean, you still, as you mentioned, it has melted some, so you got to be careful because with those cold temps, it is turning to ice. And especially overnight tonight will turn to ice. So you still need to be careful. There's been several wrecks. I was at a couple wrecks earlier today with one of the officers because of cars hitting. It looks like it's just a wet road, but it actually is an ice patch. So still be safe out there because it is still a little icy, but it is a lot better on those main roads. So they're working hard now on those secondary roads. So hopefully you can get out of your neighborhood soon.
Right. On the police side of things, like Sammy mentioned, we have been responding to some crashes today. So far today, 4 crashes, 9 disabled or stuck motorists, 0 animal complaints, 0 welfare checks, and no sledding opportunities yet. Yesterday, the final totals were 3 crashes, 20 disabled, stuck motorists, 3 animal complaints, 5 welfare checks, and 6 opportunities where officers were able to sled with children out in the community. And Sammy, with us in police, the fire department has been responding to stuff as well. What about fire?
Yeah, no, they've been very active today. Yesterday, if you were listening to the live, the big thing was that Chief Folks wanted to pass along was that with the temps rising and coming from those the colder temperatures, you're going to have a lot of pipes that could possibly burst. And so they have been preparing for that. And they've already seen that happen a few times today. So that's the big thing that they've been working on today, are some houses having some pipes bursting and having some water. There was one house that had quite a bit of water in it. So just make sure that you have your water still dripping. I know that I'm battling it right now too. I think a lot of people are. Make sure you have that water dripping so that your pipes do not end up bursting. That is the big thing right now. But today, 4 medical calls, 7 alarms, and 3 citizen assists for the fire department.
And with the weather, we have some more wintry weather tomorrow. The high around today is around 31 degrees, which is nice, and plenty of sunshine, but it's going to drop down to a lot lower tonight, around 14 to 16 degrees with that deep freeze again. But again, we have a quick warm up tomorrow to 38 degrees, but it's kind of right there at a weird line. I keep looking at the different maps from the Weather Service on if we're going to have the rain, sleet, or snow. And it's just, we're at a weird spot with that. So we are likely going to see some type of mix in the afternoon, and then all snow north of I-40 once it gets dark. So expect some type of mixed precipitation during the day tomorrow, but with a freeze again at night. And what we're worried about tonight, with it being so cold and with the melting that's occurring today, is the black ice that is going to form on the roads. And this is that glaze that's kind of hard to see. It's a clear glaze. It's more prevalent at night after you see a lot of the snow melt and cover the different road sections, or continue to melt and continue to spread ice across the road. And that's what we're worried about tonight, because a lot of traffic was out today, and there still is a lot of traffic out. And I'm afraid there's still going to be a lot of traffic out once the sun goes down. And Sammy, once that sun goes down, all that stuff is going to freeze very quickly. And I just worry about folks who are already out and about, not preparing for it to become ice once that sun drops. It will be slick, it will be icy, and us with the police department are kind of thinking we're going to have a lot of incidents tonight. Knock on wood that we don't, but looking at our historical events that have happened, when a lot of people get out and about and then there's a change in the weather, it gets colder real quick, we typically begin to have a lot of incidents because people get stuck in it and then they try to get home at night. So if you're out and about today, just try to get home by the time it gets dark. If you don't have a vehicle that does well in the snow, and even on ice, your all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive have difficulties as well.
Yeah, and the accident we were at today on Old Lebanon Dirt Road, thankfully the driver, he was okay, but his car was in some pretty bad shape. And he said, it looked like the road was fine. And when driving down it, part of Old Lebanon Dirt Road looks perfectly fine. But there are those darker spots on the road, and it is ice. And he said it completely caught him off guard. So just really be careful out there. And with the temperatures dropping, also another message from the fire department is, with those space heaters, make sure that they're at least 3 feet from everything, because they don't want something catching on fire, don't want to cause a fire in your home. And if you do have that external heating source, make sure you also have a carbon monoxide detector, so that if needed, the detector can detect, got a little tongue tied there, can detect the carbon monoxide in your home.
Yeah, absolutely. Also with safety is the snowpack on top of vehicles. We've shared some images today from previous storms that we've had back in 2015 and 2016. Those pictures on top show windshield damage, and that windshield damage is caused by snowpack on top of people's vehicles. An example we saw posted on one of the hit pages today is that bottom picture where you see that large amount of snow still on top of your car. That is just a projectile waiting to happen. And when that car gets up to any speed, especially on the interstates, that chunk of snow is going to fly off and hit whatever is traveling behind. And that's likely other vehicles. And that's how these vehicles were hit in years past. Significant amount of damage. The car on top, there was a lady driving, and she had facial injuries because that snow and ice went through the windshield and then hit her face. So folks, if you can, please take the extra time just to clean all the snow off your vehicle so it does not come a projectile and hit the car behind you. We've had very soft snowfall, and you may think, well, that will all blow off and it's not going to be hard to impact a car behind you, but there's different elements involved here with it getting warm today and freezing again and getting warm today and freezing again, because there's ice that forms below that soft snow where the snow was melting, and that is what becomes the heavy projectile that strikes cars behind you. And also, when your car heats up with the heat, it adds that heat to the bottom of that layer of snow and heats it up and forms ice, and heats it up and forms ice. It goes through many different cycles, and we don't want to see anyone hurt by ice flying off a car when you could just take 30 extra seconds to get all that off. We've seen people use their leaf blowers. They've turned those into snow blowers to blow it off. We've seen people use, of course, different brooms or plastic or cardboard to wipe it off the top of your car. There's different ways to make it happen. And even if I've seen some Mohawks driving down the road where they'll go and reach what they can reach, but then there's still a strip of snow on the middle of the car. You need to get that off too. That can still become a projectile. So please be safe if you get out and about, and definitely remove the snow. Big message today is we hope most of you are back home and not driving when that sun begins to go down, because what's wet will freeze.
So you want to see if there's any questions?
Yeah, we got a lot of bit of questions here. So have Donald, West Division from Green Hills Road to the county line is by far the worst graded road. So Donald, hopefully you'll see some improvements. Public Works teams are out there now. That is one of the roads that they're focused on today. And hopefully that plow will help with the sunshine to push all that off, so it's not as bad that you see. And moving up through here, Dawn, she says use a broom to get the snow off. It's super easy. Definitely you can use a broom. Just be careful. You don't want it to scratch your paint either. I'm picky about my cars and about the paint. And a broom I would probably not use on mine, but maybe someone else would use a broom. You just have to watch your paint. Diane just chiming in, just asking about the red light at Woodridge Place. We'll send that information to our traffic light group with Public Works. Question about mail service. I'm not sure about the mail. Sammy, have you heard anything about the mail service?
I have not heard anything about the mail service.
Okay. Yeah, I think from what I've seen from some people, not an official word, it is running on limited basis. So if they can travel down your street, if the carrier is comfortable traveling down your street, they will do so. A question from Charlene about North Green Hill Road with the clearing of snow. North Green Hill Road is a very small section in the city limits that is basically by the fire station and Green Hill High School, and they have been working to clear that to ensure the fire trucks and the ambulances can get in and out of that fire station, but all the way up Green Hill Road is in the county and not the city limits. Just a comment from Debbie, just thanking everyone who's working to get the roads cleared and keeping updated. Absolutely. Glad to do it. Question from Trish about Stewart's Ferry Pike and Logue Road. Those are county roads handled by the county road department. We don't handle those, so I can't really give any update there.
I see that Jamie and Thomas said mail is running.
Carla here, if the state takes care of Lebanon Road, Mount Juliet Road, why does Davidson's side of Lebanon Road look great and Wilson's side look awful? Thank you. So good question here. Metro is a metropolitan government. So their NDOT takes care of everything not interstate wise. So the state in Metro Davidson County will focus on the interstate system. NDOT, which is Nashville Department of Transportation, they actually focus on all the roads within Davidson County. So they're getting some focus by some extra trucks with Metro Nashville's NDOT. Question with plowing Grandview Drive. Grandview is a county road, so the city would not plow that. And then Rich is getting ready for work. He couldn't make it in time for the live. So, hey, Rich, we miss you.
Hi, Rich.
And then who's this guy?
that would be my pops. That would be my dad.
Awesome. Good deal. He's probably your biggest fan.
Yes, he is. Yeah. He's very supportive.
Awesome. Go through here, see what else we see. Vinny with will they ever get, excuse me, the side streets? And they will once these roads that we had on that map are cleared first. They're on those, what they call the secondary routes now. And if they have time, they'll begin to do a next step of main roads below those secondaries. Trish with a question. She lives on South Green Hill Road and is not in the plowing area. And the majority of South Green Hill Road is a county road. The city section is from Division Street up to Mount Vernon Estate. So a short section, and the plows are running on that short section. So it's basically Division Street, Willoughby Station entrance, Mount Vernon Estates entrance for that area. And Rob, just with a comment here, he handles our special census that's going on. There's about 26,000 people counted on the special census. So please continue to register if you haven't, if you live within the city limits and you need to register for the special census, go to mjcensus.org to do so. It simply just counts your presence in our community. So the state gives us the state shared revenue back to the city, which is free money to the city, which helps fund services that we offer, such as snow removal and de-icing the roadways as best as we can. So thanks, Rob, for that. Kate here with the expected rain next week. Will it melt the snow and possibly cause worse ice? So, Kate, the rain next week, we're going to have a wonderful warm-up. We're going to have like highs in the 50s. So we're good next week. I think the roads will begin to be fine for sure, likely in this Sunday-ish and Monday-ish for sure. And it'll be smooth sailing until the next winter storm, but we're supposed to have above normal temperatures. So now we have below normal temperatures, and next week we're going to have higher than normal temperatures, which is awesome because I'm ready for it to warm up because it's super cold out there. What I am concerned about with the precipitation is tomorrow. We're kind of on that line of the rain, mix, sleet, snow with the temperature gradient. And I'm worried about that because I know the road is super cold. So whatever falls may immediately freeze on the road. And that's something we have to watch out for. It's not enough precipitation to cause any outages with the power, knocking down trees. It's not that type of ice storm, but we'll just kind of have to see how it plays out with the forecast and how it actually comes into place for us. Nathan with a question. Do you ever guys go on accident alert when the weather gets bad? And Nathan, we look at that and try to determine if we need to. What we typically do when the weather gets bad is we ramp up our staff levels. So we always have staff available to respond to incidents in the community. And we've been able to respond to all the incidents that have occurred since this winter storm. And we actually have not had to call any extra staff in, which is good. We hope it stays that way for us into tonight and to tomorrow. But if it ever gets to a situation where we can't respond to crashes, we have to hold for more priority incidents, then we would go on something called an accident alert. But we've never had to. Thankfully, we have wonderful resources within our community. We are a police department that is nearly fully staffed. We have 2 openings right now for the retirement of Chief Hambrick, and we have an officer moving to Florida to be closer to family. So that's our 2 openings. So we stay staffed very well where we don't have to do things like that. We can still be readily available to respond to incidents, but also be proactive in our community where our officers are always working hard to keep the crime out of our city so our city remains a safe place to live. And Nicole just filled out the census for her family of 5. So 26,005 people now counted within the city of Mount Juliet. So awesome.
And that's fantastic because every person that does the census, that's $172 per person. So awesome. That's a huge help, Nicole.
Yeah, in the state or the city gets that money from the state every year.
Yeah.
So it adds
I
up.
did also get word. We've been talking about local businesses and how they have had to been closed for a few days now. And so if you are staying home, I got word about another deal that is going on right now. And
Cool.
it's with Beckwith Soap. And it's the Snow Day sale. Enjoy 15% off of online only with the code SNOWDAY15 from January 16th through the 21st. So another local business offering a snow day sale that you can take advantage of if you're sitting at home, don't know what to do. If you're like me, you're online shopping.
There you go. Spending that money.
Spend it local.
Yep. And I think Amazon gets most of my stuff. It's not the local that I should be shopping, but I feel like there's an Amazon person arriving at my house every day. But good deal, folks. Let's see what other questions we got. I think I saw one more that we needed to get to. Let's see. Something about Golden Bear Gateway from Cheryl. And Cheryl, Golden Bear Gateway, it is looking pretty good. So you should be fine if you have to get out on Golden Bear Gateway. Just be careful. Of course, black ice will form tonight. And, Golden Bear Gateway may be clear, but the other roads you have to travel on may not be clear.
And also, thank you, Keith. I just saw your comment.
Yep, there you go. What a way to welcome you here. Just throw you right into the mix.
Hey, I'm happy to help serve my hometown.
Estimate on current Mount Juliet population, it's around 42 to 44,000 people. We continue to grow. When I first started policing here, there was like 14,000 people. When my family moved here, there was like 8,000 people. So we are all part of that growth, unless you're the folks who have been here a long, long time. All right. Want to close this out, Sammy?
Yeah, no, thank you all for hanging out with us for a little bit as we get you caught up on everything that's going on with police, fire, and public works. We hope that you're all staying safe as a lot of you are out on the roadways. But remember, it is going to be cold. That water will turn to ice. So continue to stay safe as we still go through this winter weather.
All right. Awesome, folks. Stay safe. We'll continue to keep you updated as we continue to move through this winter storm. Hopefully we're on the back end of it. Take care.